these microorganisms, we call them as protists. In some textbooks, they designate with a term called protozoa. Now, protozoa was the old terminology. In old textbooks, you find this term, but in all the new textbooks, you'll find protist word. Okay. Now, when you take protists, protists are not animals. Protists are not bacteria. Protists are not viruses. Understand the terminology. Protists are a separate group of microorganisms which includes different organisms which cannot be categorized under animals or bacteria or virus. What does this mean? That protist shows different characters other than animal characters, other than bacteria, other than virus features. They have a different feature. The best example for protist is amoeba. Everybody know about amoeba, isn't it? Amoeba is a unicellular organism and it is a eukaryote. So you can just try both the sentences. Unicellular, single cell, carries out all life processes. Eukaryote with a specific nuclear membrane around nucleus. Now I'll take the amoeba as an example for protists, then explain the remaining examples. When you take amoeba, the amoeba, all the life processes including locomotion, digestion, ingestion, excretion, even reproduction, everything carried out by single cell, isn't it? So this kind of pattern we won't find in bacteria or virus or even in animal. So a specific character which we'll find only in protist group of microorganism. Best example, amoeba. And if you take Euglena, can you see the names on the screen? I mean on the
Yes, ma'am.
Very minute, I think. If you find any problem in understanding the terminology, let me know. I'll write the names again beside the slide. No problem with that. Okay? Yes.
What did you say about
amoeba?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Amoeba is a unicellular organism, is a eukaryote. Best example of protist. And in amoeba, the single cell carries all the life processes, including locomotion. It moves by pseudopodia. You heard all these words now? Or are
yes,
they new to you? I mean, to everyone, all these words are familiar, no? The pseudopodia and all. You people want me to explain? Let me know, remaining people.
Ma'am, can you explain it?
Okay, Arya. Okay, fine. Veda? Okay, you know, okay, fine. Remaining students, I think it's not a matter, it's okay. If you know, that's fine. If you don't know, that also fine. I'll explain now. Not a matter. When you take amoeba, I'll explain amoeba in detail. When you take amoeba, this is the name of a Greek god. You know this fact? A Greek god who doesn't have any shape. See, when you worship a god, you assume a shape, isn't it? Whatever be the religion, you assume a shape to the god you are worshipping. But a Greek god by name Amoeba doesn't have shape. So Amoeba is a protist, as a kind of microorganism which doesn't have shape, no shape. It changes its shape. That's why amoeba, very unstable microorganism. It may be like this. When it find a food particle over here, assume that this is the food particle, it assumes this shape. And once it want to digest, how it changes shape, you know, it changes its shape like this somewhat. So that the food particle can enter inside. So after taking in food particle, it again may go to this kind of shape. And again, when it wants to excrete the waste material, it may go to this shape, excreting material. So amoeba changes its shape according to the process it carries on. So that's why no shape microorganism under protist group is amoeba. And how amoeba will move, the movement of any organism we call as locomotion. How amoeba will move? By using structures called pseudopodia. Podia stands for feet. And pseudo is nothing but false. See here, this example I just gave, rough diagram. Here when you take amoeba in one stage, it's like this. After some time period, to take in this food particle inside its body, it protrudes its body into shape like this. These are something like feet-like shape. But after once it takes in the food material, again that feet-like shape were withdrawn. See, it came to some other shape, isn't it? So this transformation during different life processes will be helped by pseudopodia. The false feet amoeba only possess. You won't find in any other microorganism. So this is related to amoeba basic knowledge. Okay. Now when you take amoeba, it shows all the life process, not only locomotion, the ingestion process, the digestion process, the excretion process, even respiration also, and reproduction also. All the processes will be carried out by single cell. This is the single cell. So this is all about amoeba. Here a term was given amoeba proteus. Proteus is the species name. Okay. No, villi are not pseudopodia, Ronak. Villi are different. Villi are different. Villi are the one which will help in reabsorption. They're not projections. Okay. Pseudopodia are the projections of the body. See in this diagram, they have given projections like this. So these projections in later stage may be withdrawn by the amoeba. So these projections were pseudopodia. This kind of projections. Okay. Villi are a different concept. Villi are the one which are made up of cells and tissues, which will absorb in intestine and all for reabsorption purpose. Those are different concepts. Okay. Don't get confused with the structure. Arya, are you clear with the thing of amoeba and the remaining people?
Yes, ma'am. I'm clear.
Ma'am,
Yes, Ronak?
ma'am, is the formation of pseudopodia fast or slow?
Pseudopodia formation, it depends. See, when an amoeba, it's an activity usually, I mean, nowadays you people don't have labs and often you won't visit lab. But when I was in +1, +2, we have an experiment related to life processes. Amoeba, when we have seen amoeba, and when amoeba is kept on a glass slide, it tries to move, but it cannot move. It gets stuck to the glass slide. So what happens is it cannot put on its pseudopodia to move. It struggles a lot. But when suddenly you change amoeba place from a glass slide onto a solution, maybe a fresh water or a saline water, immediately the pseudopodia pulls out and it starts moving. So it depends on what condition, whether favorable and unfavorable, the pseudopodia formation pace depends, whether it's fast or slow, it depends. Is that okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. Now, when you take amoeba, this is all about amoeba. I'm not going in depth about amoeba because this is enough for basic knowledge. When you take the other protists, they are also carrying some importance. These are all protists. Remember that word, protists. Protists are the special kind of microorganism kingdom, which are not plant, not bacteria, not virus, not even animals. Clear? Now, when you take Euglena, so see, these are different examples. I'll explain each one of them so that you'll understand why they are separate kingdom, not included with any other organism. Euglena are the autotrophs. See, Euglena are the autotroph. What does it mean? They'll be having chlorophyll. They'll carry out photosynthesis. So this is a kind of protist. Best example, Euglena. Euglena is a name. Okay. Then you are having Trypanosoma. Trypanosoma is also another name of a protist. It causes some kind of sickness, which we call as African sleeping sickness. So it infects the animals and humans like a bacteria and virus. But it is not the having structure of a bacteria or virus. Trypanosoma. The name of a protist is Trypanosoma. Then one more thing, Trichonympha. This is also a protist. Trichonympha is the name of the protist, which lives in the gut of termites. You know termites? Yes, that termites are the one which depends on.
White ants which eat like wood, and they have huge termite hills or something.
Yes, actually, yes, absolutely. So the termites are the one tick-like things. They are tick-like things. Looks like tick-like things. They will feed on coir, mattresses, wood, whatnot. All hard substances. They'll just eat away. So those termites' gut intestine, you will find a protist called Trichonympha. Okay. So Trichonympha is not a bacteria, not a virus. It's a protist which lives in the intestine of termites. Whether it is a parasitic or friendly host, we are not sure till now. Okay, and then someone saying something.
How can termites eat any surface like
Yeah, hard one. Yes, I got your doubt actually. What you are trying to ask is how they can eat away
bite the thing because it's so hard
Yeah.
and they're so
Termites, yeah, I got your doubt. Termites are the organisms which will have enzymes called lytic enzymes. If you remember the lysosomes, in lysosomes we discussed some enzymes like hydrolytic enzymes, which will hydrolyze everything. That's why they are called suicidal bands. The same way when you take termite-like organisms, they'll be having some enzymes called lytic enzymes. Lytic enzymes. So lytic is nothing but lysis, disruption or disintegration of everything they'll come across. It's not because their teeth are very, kind of using Pepsodent and all. It's not related to that. They'll be having some kind of enzymes inside their body which will dissolve whatever they come across. They have the capacity. Is it clear, Akshay? Okay. Now, when you take Plasmodium, this is very important one. This I'm going to explain in elaborate way. Plasmodium is an example of protist. Okay, I'm here. I'm discussing about various examples under protist. Amoeba, Euglena, Trypanosoma, Trichonympha, now Plasmodium. Every time one of the students asks me red blood cell organism or not, here this is the one example which clears all the doubts regarding this question. RBC as an organism or not, that's question. Okay. Now when you take Plasmodium, Plasmodium is a protist. It's a microorganism. Okay. This microorganism, the Plasmodium microorganism, is the one which causes malaria. Which causes malaria. When it causes malaria, when it infects red blood cells, when it infects RBC inside human body. In human body, you will be having millions of cells. Among them, red blood cells are one type, which helps in circulation of blood. Okay, the RBC cells will be infected by this protist. Then it causes malaria. Okay, the malaria fever will be caused by this Plasmodium and it infects blood or red blood cells of human. So red blood cells are not microorganisms. Red blood cells are a category of cells along with numerous other cells inside human body. Is it clear? Then we are having different examples, and Amoeba is another example. See in some books, they'll give list of microorganisms and they'll ask you to pick the odd one out or choose a protein, something like that. All these words may be asked in the various exams. That's why I'm insisting on the terminology. And Amoeba. And Amoeba is also a protist which causes dysentery in humans, amoebic dysentery. So this is all about protist. When you go for protist, so you are having various types of protists. They may be having inhabitants in water, inside animal, inside plant body. So inhabitant we can say anywhere, not everywhere, but anywhere. Then nutrition, they may be autotrophic like the Euglena, or they may be parasitic like the Plasmodium. Okay, so nutrition also very uncertain. When you take reproduction, it may be carried out by single cell like in amoeba. The single cell will just divide when favorable conditions come, and it will give rise to offspring. And a plasmodium like a protist, if you take, they infect the host and there they will divide like a virus. So we cannot put this protist examples under any category of plant, animal, bacteria or virus. They are a special group of microorganisms. So these are the different examples related to protists.